Hello everyone, this is Kelly Beard of KarmicTools.com, and this is your weekly forecast for April 2nd through the 8th of 2023. So our quote for the week says, "True healing is not a state where you become liberated from uncomfortable feelings, but one in which you are free and flexible to welcome your complete experience more fully, whether happy or difficult." Ashe. I picked this one because we are entering Mercury retrograde territory, everyone. It's going to linger in Taurus. It enters Taurus this week on Monday, April 3rd. This brings our mental and physical energies together in a way that we need to recalibrate the alignment. And so when we're growing in our consciousness, we start to feel different things in our body. When we're getting back in our body and we have to change our thinking, it's all connected. And in Taurus, we're recalibrating the values and priorities, so this is going to get real deep. April, May, into June. Mercury will be in Taurus from April 3rd to June 11th. So this activates our senses as our primary communicators and messengers. Mercury rules all the information that we take in, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So when we are processing that much information through the Taurus lens, then we must engage our six senses in order to learn or discover truth. Your senses give you so much information, but with food and pharmaceuticals dulling them down, you may have to do a cleanse just to get them to function properly. Mercury in Taurus helps us all get very practical, activating our common sense. It is time to be very pragmatic by asking the value and worth of all that you engage in, all of which is up for renewal. We are additionally liberated by Uranus being there in Taurus too, helping release old crusty thinking that no longer applies in the here and now. We are activating our imaginations to help beautify our environment and cultivate creative solutions to our current challenges. It's time to connect with our body and recalibrate our own physical well-being so that we are more clear about our choices and decisions. Ashe. We will have an extended period to integrate all that with the upcoming Mercury retrograde. Mercury will retrograde on April 21st and go direct on May 14th, all in Taurus, at which point you will be able to redream your individual needs and desires so that you can move forward on a completely new level. This year, 2023, Mercury will go backwards in all Earth signs, giving us a chance to recalibrate all the containers that we are cultivating for our new creative ideas and personal self-expression. In April-May, we will review our individual needs and desires around the personal security and creature comforts. And then June allows us to move forward with more clarity on which ideas will be worth our time, energy, money, and efforts going forward. We have to get out of our heads and into our bodies for this one. What makes you feel physically safe, secure, and protected? What gets your creative juices flowing? How has that changed over the last year or so? Now is the time to consider what has changed about your ideas, thinking, or consciousness. As you make the connections and do some deeper processing of all that you've learned recently, then you can move toward the necessary embodiment as it goes direct in Taurus. Once you make up your mind, then you can start to create space for whatever you're birthing this spring season. Take some time to improve your environment, beautify yourself, raise your vibration, and recalibrate your magnetic field so that you are naturally magnetizing what is for your highest good and repelling that which is not. So deep breath. I'm also going to put in a quote here from NASA that she said tonight that I loved. This Mercury retrograde is perfect for us to shift from planning to preparing. Nasa Bawa said that we should shift our focus and move from planning to preparing. I say planning is all in the head, preparing is all in the body. We need both, but with this Mercury retrograde reset, this is going to be a customized recalibration for one and all. Those with Taurus Scorpio are initiating and integrating new consciousness, while Leo Aquarius has to grow, evolve, and change to support that new energy, those new ideas, and your new self-expression. Deep breath. So this is deep Because you've heard me say when planets go retrograde or direct, we always look for the last thing they hit and the first thing they hit. So the last thing Mercury's hitting before it goes into its process is a square with Pluto at 0 Taurus to 0 Aquarius. So Pluto's not going to stay there. It's going to dip back into Capricorn. So it just so happens to catch Mercury right here. So this is a glimpse, y'all, because then Pluto will be there for 20 years. So every year when Mercury hits Aquarius, it's going to initiate and purify and transform our consciousness in our Aquarius departments over the course of time. But here's the kickoff. So whatever's going on in your Taurus department that's initiating is going to have to adjust with things that you're initiating in your Aquarius department. This has to do with your thinking and your soul, but Pluto also represents wealth and power, sex, death, money, taxes, resources. It's a lot of stuff. Shadow, the underworld, all those good things. So it has to do with purification on many levels, and a square is a growth moment. So again, if we're changing our priorities in Taurus, that means something's changing in our unique contribution in Aquarius. Something to just marinate. And again, the fixed signs are on deck for energetic upgrades. So we can all feel it in these departments of our chart. But if you have planets in these signs, then it's even more personal. So this is a tough yet powerful one. Its highest expression would be to focus on your inner deep dig, discovery, development, and transformation of your own mind and consciousness that happens when these two get together. And we are challenged to grow out of comfort zone and into new territory. It enables you to look beneath the surface to some core drives and gain some valuable insights, and thus choose a plan of action based on your findings. You will want to know all the hidden meanings behind decisions you've made or want to make soon. Dig. You may find more than you think you're ready for, but apparently the universe thinks differently. Pay attention and try not to worry about what anyone else thinks or believes. This energy's flip side is to make you obsess over one particular idea or try to force others to your way of thinking. That is a bottomless pit. You cannot truly change the way other people think. You can only change the way you think and hope it enlightens others along the way. And it will, for those who are tuned in to your frequency and level of consciousness. Mercury is a personal planet, so try to only focus on you and your direction with this particular energy, okay? It is personal. But as you transform on an individual level, of course, that affects the social collective levels. So a transformation of our consciousness is the lead in to the retrograde. We got to change our thinking in some way, no matter how you slice it. But now we come to the 5th, which is Wednesday, and Mercury is going to sextile Saturn for the first time out of 3. It's going to retrograde, sextile Saturn again, May 12th, go direct, hit it a final time, May 19th. So those are kind of back to back. This is part of the process that we want to pay attention to. This is where the growth and evolution can happen. So in this case, it's Mercury in Taurus and an opportunity with Saturn in Pisces. We all know that Saturn in Pisces is trying to call in a new reality, a new vision for this reality, and a new connection with our spirit team and our invisible team, and making our spiritual practices stronger and more real for us, because that helps us live on this planet. This energy is really good for being able to objectively see what needs to be changed, fixed, or stabilized in your life or environment. One expression of this energy is a tendency toward depression or apathy, but a better expression would be facing what needs to be done and following through on anything that you have already begun. You may feel the need to organize things at home or work, or perhaps take a class or a workshop of some sort that will help you attain your current goals. Either way, be focused but not too serious. Balance in all things. It's when you focus on the lack and limitation that you can feel overwhelmed and sometimes helpless. That's not the point of this energy. It's just time to take any rose-colored glasses off, do some serious thinking, tend to the details, take stock, assess the value of your ideas, and make changes accordingly. That is such a perfect Mercury retrograde assignment, y'all, for all of us. You can look in those departments and you can get some personal insights for yourself. But overall, we're reorganizing the priorities so that we can have a better reality. Same day, Wednesday the 5th, Libra full moon. Can you feel the process that you have been through personally over the last 6 months? Can you feel the universe reshaping, repositioning you to birth a whole new way of living on Earth and relating with other living beings? In order to do that, relate in a whole new way with life, we have undergone quite a rigorous release process over the last 6 months alone. When you shed skins, you have to know that you are raw and vulnerable as you grow your new skin. Or if it is a new birth of any kind, there is that initial stage of development that immediately follows birth that is the most vital for the health and well-being of the creative baby. As for our Libra full moon, this is giving us a chance to do this deep clearing in the relationship department and honor the annual opportunity to complete things and tie up any loose ends in our relationships, personal, professional, or both. That means anything and anyone that you have to relate to on a regular basis has this annual opportunity for renewal on a very deep level. It is a time to notice what is out of balance and take advantage of the initiatory energy of the spring to clear it out and make space for new relationships and for new ways of relating in general. This one has so much additional power and juice for clearing out old, toxic, imbalanced relationships in a way that is so obvious that it makes it almost effortless to finally let go. You will also be shown the new possibilities for nourishing and supportive, balanced and reciprocal relationships, partnerships, and collaborations that are being seeded at this time in your life. Where is the beauty, the fun, the joy? Where are the supportive, helpful, peaceful people? What nourishes your body, your mind, your soul, your spirit? Think in terms of how that has evolved over the last 6 months, 1 year, and over the last 9 to 10 years for sure. We're talking a lunar cycle here. What you used to be magnetized and attracted to has likely evolved, deepened, and/or changed completely from 7 to 10 years ago. It's time to do some internal reflection on the lessons and blessings that you have gained through all your current relationships. No matter how grueling or treacherous they've been, you've learned something about yourself and humanity and how peace must be nurtured. Now the universe, the planets, Mother Earth herself all support you in stepping up and into new ways of being yourself, which automatically shifts how you relate with others on every level. Many small circles and communities have strong roots and are growing amazing things that will feed us all in the end. Find your own inner balance. Tap into this spring season when physical balance is naturally available and call in more balance and reciprocity in your personal and professional relationships. It's time to allow more good into your life. Practice with more light this season. Also consider what relationship and partnership seeds got planted with the Libra new moon 6 months ago. That would have been September 25th of 2022. So just meditate on how things were going around that time. But I also want to say that this Libra full moon is part of a very important Aries Libra lunation going on right now. First time in 9 years that we've had Aries Libra eclipses. First time in 19 years that we've had an Aries North node, which is incoming very soon. And that's what's activating our Aries Libra eclipses this year. And we kick off with the very first one 2 weeks from now at 29 degrees Aries, which is a powerful degree. And we have the lunar flip. So now we're going to have the full moon preceding the new moon, allowing us to do some clearing and cleansing before we do our seeding and sowing. So this full moon, think in bigger terms than just annual. Yes, we've had an annual run at relationships and partnerships that need that renegotiation or that renewal, especially if Mercury is going to go backwards and change our thinking in Taurus, our values and priorities around our creature comforts and personal securities and individual needs. These are important aspects of life that are getting an upgrade this year. Same day is my monthly event with the Soul Sisters monthly circle where we do our individual soul work and we're guided by the animals because we're reconnecting with our own instincts and intuition. And for the month of April, animal medicine is eagle. With Eagle, we rise above now and expand our personal perspective. The housekeeping is around your independence and sovereignty. We're composting imbalanced or toxic relationships, and we're seeding a new path and purpose. So Eagle is very helpful for all of that. You are welcome to drop in. The tools and replay are all included along with the resources for $25 a month. You can subscribe or drop in. We love to have you with us. Then we move to Friday, the 7th of April, when Venus will sextile Neptune. So this is interesting. Before I even start, I know when we're dealing with Neptune, it's boundaries, and with Venus, it's relationships. So if we are rethinking things and transforming on the inside so it's affecting our relationships on the outside, this is an opportunity. This is a good angle for these two, but you still got to watch those boundaries because you're in a process now. You're kind of pulling backwards. We're going to go one step to go back to take 2 or 3 steps forward. That's part of the natural rhythm of a Mercury retrograde that allows us to pause and process 3 to 4 times a year, which is important to do. So Venus sextiling Neptune on Friday, this energy connects your true values and priorities to the planet of dreams, mysticism, and other dimensions. You have an opportunity to gain some real traction on making your vision tangible just by connecting to the essence that you want to experience. So let me pause here. When I say that, I usually use the example of my round house. For years and years, I've had my eye on this round house. At the same time, I've learned all over the years with my prayer work how to articulate my needs in a way that allows the universe to have some wiggle room to bring me something even better than my vision, right? So I said, I don't want a round house that's nothing but problems and clogged pipes and no electricity. I want the feeling that I think a round house is going to give me is that sense of spaciousness and connection to mother and organic energy. I just love the idea of a round house. But I'll take that feeling in any shape house God wants to give me. Really. So we want to tune into the essence that we want to experience because Neptune in this case is helping us dream it up and Venus is going to help us magnetize it in. So activate that imagination, push beyond your limits, think a little bigger than you normally do, and tap into the essence that you want to experience so that you can magnetize that experience into real life now. Feel the feeling, and that will lead to the physical manifestation. This energy helps you believe in what is possible and supports any artistic expression or active practice, such as vision boards, affirmations, etc. Anything that helps you hone the actual vision. Steps and strategies are for other planets. Venus only cares about the essence of nature and love. And Neptune is definitely not who you would work with for steps and strategies. So tune into the natural beauty around you and suspend any usual inner dialogue for a day or two as soon as you can so that you can connect to some inspiration that is guided by your own heart and soul from the inside out. So this also makes me think of something else Naza said tonight in class, in the Tarot class, which is going to be available for digital download, y'all. But she was teaching us how to work with the Tarot in certain ways and to really trust ourselves to read the symbols, to read the images, to interpret through our intuition and our gut instincts and our imagination and or read the connection to our higher self that can give us these higher messages, get our little human out the way, and accept those downloads. And this energy is too. This is going to support that. Venus sextile Neptune completely supports that ability to start picking up information from nature and the elements and unusual messages or messages that come at unusual times or from unusual people or sources. Let's be open with Neptune to these other dimensions and this other aspect of strength and power that your imagination possesses, and to work with Venus, like we said, to make it beautiful, to make it valuable, to make it real, to create that connection to it. This is juicy, y'all. This is a powerful week. Then we move to Friday, April 8th, when Mercury will sextile Mars. Now, this is the 2 activations that are going to happen while Mercury's backwards. It's also going to hit Venus in a sextile, which is an opportunity. But it's not going to hit Venus 3 times. It's going to hit it while it's backwards. So they have this meeting backstage. That's the way we describe that. They renegotiate, and when Mercury goes forward, it hits it a second time. So with Mars and Saturn, Mercury's going to hit them 3 times over. With Venus, it's going to hit it twice. So either way, we're looking at our masculine and feminine and our reality all getting a reset, recalibration around our thinking, ideas, consciousness, perceptions. Think Mercury. Also think Hermes the messenger. We want to clear those channels so that we can hear the instructions that allow us to create that reality of a higher level, of a higher frequency, right? But Mercury hitting Mars is going to happen now this week, April 8th. It's going to go backwards, hit it again April 23rd, and then it's going to go forward and hit it on June 21st, which is right around summer solstice, which is a powerful point to be moving forward with this particular energy. This is a healthy, selfish energy, also known as self-preservation. Do not hold back. If you have a big dream or a serious goal that you have been working toward, then this is the time that may attract the assistance you need from the universe. This is definitely a work kind of energy. However, it brings with it the caveat that it is best if you work alone on something important to you. No one else is or ever will be as dedicated to your goal as you will be, nor should you expect them to be. So you are now connected to the additional energy or the extra energy that it takes to push your goals to the next level, bringing you a sense of accomplishment while outlining the next tasks to be done. Opportunities present themselves all the time. All you have to do is be ready. If you are given the opportunity to make a presentation, then go for it. Your clarity, energy, and enthusiasm will be unmatched, and that's what people respond to. Don't choose this time to be shy or doubt that you're ready. You are definitely ready. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. One of my favorite sayings is at the moment of commitment, the universe conspires to assist you. It's time to decide if you are committed and how truly committed you are to your own success. Okay? So normally, this would come and go in a week, and this would be the energy that you'd have access to for that time. But because Mercury is going to go back and forth over this, again, there's a renegotiation going on with how we express ourselves, how we make our choices and decisions in the world. Our actions and choices are all wrapped up with Mars. Our sacred masculine, how we negotiate on our own behalf, how we get our ideas in the world, and how we hold good boundaries. All part of our Mars. So discern right timing for you on the presentation tip, where it says if you have an opportunity to do it, then go for it. Only go for it if you really feel that clarity, energy, and enthusiasm that's natural, organic. You're not having to push it. If there's any of that, hold back because you're recalibrating your ideas and it's not time to act on them. It's not time to make moves. It's not really time to tell everybody all about it either. This is more of a recalibration of what do you want? Who you are and what you want is calling in a new expression because of the new values and priorities that are going on. And then when Mercury hooks up with Venus, it's going to reset that. So you know me, I always look at the order too. Mercury's hit Saturn first. That means reality check first. Let's get real first. Let's run these ideas through the Saturn filter first. Do they hold water? Will they last? Will they support and protect me? Then it hit Mars. Masculine, who we are, what we want. Let's get clear on that before we make a move. And finally, and in short order, it's going to hit Venus, the feminine. How do we contain, nurture, and protect? In this case, where it said get back to your body, get back into your physical practices. Saturn in Pisces is demanding that we get back to our daily spiritual practices. We can't be feast or famine on the body or the spirit. Both of them need attention on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, annual basis. That's how our systems work better. It's like maintenance on the car getting the oil changed every 3,000 miles. We have a schedule for that. There's a schedule for our consciousness as well and our evolution each year and how we can co-create with that. So this is a big week, y'all. So pay attention, take notes, journal, even for those of you who don't like to do that. take pictures, take little notes, some kind of way to remind yourself about what came up at this time that might get reviewed, reset, recalibrated, and then re-expressed on the back end come June, July. Okay? Now that's the end of our week. What I want to put a little bug in your ear about is upcoming events, because I have quite a few things going on in April, most of which you can do with me. So April 5th is a Wednesday where I am doing Eagle Medicine for the Soul Sisters monthly circle. April 12th is a Wednesday and what NASA calls Wednesdays with Odu, where she does divinations and I'm bringing in the energetic support and we're collaborating on this. And we want to invite people to do that. I have put a link here that takes you to her Wednesdays with Odu playlist. So these are the ones she's already done with another partner. And so it'll be a whole different thing when I get on there with her, because we have a lot of fun in a different way. That's that Wednesday, April 12th. Thursday, April 13th, it just so happens that Nasa Bawa is also my special guest this month in the Venus Circle, which you're also welcome to drop in. It is a subscription for $25 a month that includes the tools and replay and your personal activations. But we're opening up this last few months because A, I'm having guests, so I want a wider audience. And so everyone's welcome to drop in, whether you donate or not. And B, because we're winding down and getting ready for a new cycle. So I want to encourage you all to drop in, see if you like it, so you can decide if you want to join us for the next cycle, which begins in June, July. And that's right around the corner. So join us that Thursday, April 13th, for the Venus Circle. On Tuesday, April 18th, is the monthly money pouring ritual with Yeye Louisa Tish, where I am basically her support staff or her sidekick, as it were. But I've encouraged my circle to join her circle. The way to do it is to donate $5 or more to Yeye's Patreon. And that particular, low dollar community, let's have room for everybody kind of subscription actually supports the community. And we are able to continue to make these offerings for you. So it's well worth the $5 or more. If you can spare more, that's awesome too. But the whole idea behind the money pouring ritual is not just money. Of course, we all want financial well-being, but Yeye teaches the prosperity principles that we are thinking about going deeper with a class. So that Ajay Prosperity class link is still in there for you to sign up if you want to join us for June, July classes. But the money pouring ritual is a community event. Everyone is welcome. And we're just turning up the thermostat, what she calls our wealth thermostat. We want to adjust that and make it better for ourselves. Then that's a Tuesday the 18th. Thursday the 20th, I've got NASA's Ancestral Healing Circle early, and then 9 o'clock Eastern, I will hold the Aries Libra Eclipses free community event that I do once a month. On some special alignment, this only happens every 9 and 18 years with Aries Libra eclipses, so we're going to get into that, and that's going to be a lot of fun, and you can register. And then Saturday, April 22nd, is actually 2 days after Yeye's April 20th 75th birthday. And she's combining that celebration with a book party because she just released her new book, A Calabash of Cowries, Ancient Wisdom for Modern Times. And she will read from her own book, and she's going to have some special guests who have things to read and share with us. And all kinds of fun ensues every time we have a live event like this. The last one was so much fun. And it's free, but you do have to register in order to get the Zoom link. So join us there. She is also accepting donations, and she has a wish list and other links that I've put in other places for you to get to that. And then, like I said, miscellaneous summer classes. Let us know if you want to do the Ajay Prosperity class. There's a link for NASA's Ancestral Healing Circle, which is a monthly subscription. And then I put, if you have any interest in the following, give me an email. So the Astro 101 session is just wrapped up for the first session of the year. I will do it again this year based on interest. So let me know if you're interested in the Astro 101 class. I'm also thinking about scheduling something to get us together around sacred crafts, where we all get to make something sacred, a sacred tool to support ourselves and our work and what we're doing. Also, Yeye and I might do Spinning the Moon for those that want to get into the lunar rhythms and figure that out. And like I said, we're doing Wednesdays with Odu with NASA, but we're also kicking around the idea of a Tantra 101 class. We're working on an oracle deck. We got a lot of stuff in the cooker, y'all. And then finally, for anyone locally in Oakland, we just want to let you know we're going to have major events every day from May 5th to May 12th around Olokun Rising, which is an honoring for the waters around the world. And it's becoming an annual event, and it keeps getting bigger because that's how Olokun rolls. So the last thing I'm going to say here is that I'm leaving in the note from Kelly. I ran it last week, but I'm running it again this week because this is the time around the first of the month when I send out a monthly missive. So those monthly people haven't seen that note. They haven't got the memo, and they need it too. You need it too. You're getting it this month. So after this, we'll take that out. But I just want to encourage you all to pay attention to this initial notice. Finally, this is an initial notice because I got to set up some systems. I'm not sure how it's going to work. But to those of you who want their astrology and earth medicine information from me, whether we have online or not, the World Wide Web started out as a simple business card online, another way and place to list your services. But now that it has taken over the world and essentially gotten us all gathered in one place where they can also control and manipulate us all at the same time too, I'm feeling called to an analog alternative. Plus, some of you have been with me since 1999. And if we abruptly lost touch, it would be heartbreaking, y'all. I just don't know what I would do. I know we've been practicing our telepathy, but hearing your voice and getting your ahas and updates would be dearly missed. There are the logistics like infrastructure, online access, power, energy, and electricity, all of which could go down at any time, whether deliberately by our own government, sabotage from other entities around the world, or simple, outdated wiring. Then there are the many conspiracies out there being generated because technology is growing faster than the humans can adjust to the power of it. I believe technology is an amazing tool, but there are literally better natural ways to function on this planet. And I think that technology ought to stay an optional tool rather than our lifeblood, which can only continue to expand unchecked for so long before Mother says enough. And we will all have to reset our lives then too. In the old days, I put up flyers in metaphysical and spiritual bookstores, health food stores, and any place where people went to learn more about understanding energy, conscious healthy living, self-improvement, and self-empowerment. And people contacted me directly. In the old days, I had live talks in people's homes or the bookstores, and I printed my information and put my audios onto CDs. You could have the information in your hands. Do you have any idea how much I love my old Shanta printouts and CDs? I don't need internet, and I have multiple kinds of CD players that are still working, literally from the 1980s when they first came out. It can be that way again. I personally have never been a fan of third parties. I don't get the value except in a very few circumstances. I love the direct connect, and I want to cultivate a community on the ground here in Colorado Springs where I am currently living and where people can come to visit. This year, I intend to make more effort to get connected on the ground here in town. And I say all this to say that I'm setting up systems where I would be able to keep up with you with or without the internet. How nice is it to get something in the mail other than junk and bills? If you're only seeing this in my blog, then you would need to join my eLIST where you can enter your birth info and mailing address and phone number. I will be dreaming up new ways of staying connected no matter what changes the social collective may be going through. Deep breath. So let's just say the couple of power outages, the couple of Zoom overloads. I was so happy to be on a conference call recently and not requiring the internet to talk to you all. So we need these analog backups, these analog alternatives, because you never know. Unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at that, I'm way too far along into this career to even think about starting another one. So if for some reason I couldn't be online, I would be teaching these things in person wherever I could, however I could. And I love to travel, and it's fairly easy for me to travel. So anyone around the country who wants me to drop into their circles, by all means, let me know, contact me directly. I'm definitely cooking up seasonal live ceremony, fire ceremonies like I've been doing on Zoom, but I want to do it live on NASA's property in Atlanta, outside of Atlanta. So anyone in that area can join us there. Yay's in Oakland, so between those two, I will be in those two cities for sure. I'm from DC, Chicago, and New York, so I visit home periodically. So anyone in those cities are always good. So just reach out and let's find ways to stay in touch. This is also part of the system that would allow me to cook up something special for people's birthdays, just a little quickie, easy offering that I can give you all that I've used to do when I had only, 100 or 200 members, and now it's more like thousands, so it's a little trickier to keep up with, but I'm redreaming an offering like that where you would get a little something. And if we were doing it via mail, then it would probably come to you via snail mail. But I'm also, of course, still cooking up online things. I love my teaching platform. I hope it does last for as long as possible. But Spirit has been tapping me on the shoulder with this one, you all, for about 2 years. There's various little signals that the day may come where I have to go back to analog. So keep in touch by any means necessary. And I want to keep in touch. So that's it for this big energetic week. We are in a powerful lunation, approaching eclipses, approaching spring and summer in this hemisphere. There's a lot of awakening, action, movement, choices to be made, decisions to be made. So do your best to stay grounded, to focus on that which you want to expand and grow bigger, and let go of the things that you no longer want to be a part of or deal with. And reach out if you need to. Have a fantastic week. This is Callie Beard of Karmic Tools signing off.